Hey all, Nuie here, and this is going to be a dual purpose video, I should say. The first purpose of this video is to be my AO July 2018 or 2017 challenge video. So the purpose of their challenge is basically to get out some information for new players and new members of the new server, and just anything you wanted to say to a new player, or what you would say to help out a new player as they're coming up in the game. So that's how this video is going to be set. And also the second purpose of the video is to show how I farm gold and how I managed to keep playing this game without really spending any money on it whatsoever. The common thought always surrounding Allods Online is that it's a pay-to-win game. And to be fair, it's more of a pay-to-get-ahead game. There's a lot you can do to pay and just get items that make your character very, very strong. But the majority of, and almost all of, these transactions can be made through in-game exchange and in-game currency. So it's not like it's 100% pay-to-win, where it's items that are completely inaccessible to new players and or just any players in general. It's more of just items that are if you really want to get ahead right now. That's what I feel like the pay for system is kind of for. And if you have the money, it's fine. Like, you'll be able to. There's a lot of items that lets you get ahead and lets you really develop your characters. But I'm gonna really be focusing the video on two things: one, how I farm gold, and two, the items that I believe are the most necessary when it comes to playing this game, and the ones you kind of want to focus on first when you start playing the game. So I'm going to go over my main five methods that I do to farm gold, which are, in order, will be Astrals, Battlegrounds, Mazes, Personal Allods, and Incarnation Systems. Now, those are my main 5 sources of income in this game, and I farm quite a bit of gold each week from those 5 sources. So those are how I earn gold, and I'm also going to show a couple extra little ways to earn gold that are still significant amounts of gold, but less reliable overall. So those are the 5 things I'm going to go through, and then I'm also going to go through what I believe are the most important items. So starting off with Astrals. If you're just a new player to the game, after you've just leveled up and you've reached max level and you're getting ready to get your character endgame geared, you're going to run into what's called our Astral system. Our Astral system can be found through our Dungeons tab. If you just click Dungeons and then head down, you'll see a whole list of all the Astrals that you have, all Astral sectors that you have available to you. If you're a fresh off player, you're gonna be starting in a green sector. I did not, because this has been my main character for the last couple patches. So I started in the 11th sector of the rare sector, and I also had access to the A sector of I maintain access to the leggy sector of the last patch. But as you go through these Allods, this will offer you better gear. But also, this is where I get a lot of my gold, because each day you'll get 16 keys. Each astral box that drops from each main boss will give you 2 things, which is 2 ways to get gold. The box itself, if you're spending a key on it, will give you anywhere between 1,800 to 5,000 gold-ish respectively, based on the astral sector that you are in. So if you're in towards leggy sectors, that's when you're up towards that 5,000 gold mark. When you're in green sectors, that's when you're down towards that about 1,800 gold per box. Then each box drops about 2 pieces of gear. They may or may not be good for your character, just take that in mind. And then it also drops 2 pieces of cursed gear. The cursed gear is pretty much useless. You can't sell it, so I pretty much just toss this all the time. And if you've seen my How to Astral video, then you've seen me do this during Astrals. I'll just go into my ad, and there are the pieces of gear that are just red. I'll just toss them, because I don't see gold profit. I don't see profit from them, and I'm not gonna uncurse them. I'm not gonna do that, so I'll just toss those. But the other 2 gear, if they're not for my class and or they're not better stats for me, I immediately see them as gold. These pieces of gear is always either between 250 and 500 gold. So for me, these are just base numbers to get off in your head. So 250 to 500 each box, plus the extra 1800 to 5000 each box. So 16 boxes a day. Then that, as you can see, that's a pretty nice chunk of money each day that you're able to get. The next thing I take into account for is Battlegrounds. Now, the Battleground Vendor, if you guys don't know, is right up here in the top of Yasser's Tower. Again, this is Imp side, so sorry to you leagues. I really don't like you because you know you're leagues. So fuck league side. All about Empire side. But up here we have our Battleground Vendor, and if you guys do Battlegrounds, you'll know from experience that he sells small symbols of gold. Now these symbols of gold give more gold each time the higher level you go. So since the level cap has been increased to 75, the amount of gold that you get is significantly more than it was in the past. Now it's about 3,400 to 3,500 gold per each symbol. You get now each week you get 65 battleground emblems that you can spend on these symbols as long as you're doing battlegrounds and winning. And even if you lose, you still end up getting Sounds of Victory, which you can exchange for symbols of or small symbols of gold. So each week, this is about 220 grand, 250 grand, just gold that you're able to get, just from Battlegrounds and just being in Battlegrounds and getting those all done for your week. So that's another 250 grand each week. This is each week. Each week you can do this. Each week you can get this done. And based off the new order system, it's even easier to get these emblems because a lot of the orders will double your amount of Signs of Victory earned, so you can do this in a relatively short time each week. Next I want to cover is the personal Allod system. I have my own personal Allod system, and you get your own personal Allod system through a quest after unlocking your Incarnation quest, which takes 10 days. It's a very important quest, and it started in IOR, so just make sure you hit that, and then as soon as you are done with that, then you can unlock your another quest, which helps you get your private Allod. Your private Allod, if you guys don't know, looks like this. This is my current private Allod, and on this Allod, you get to create these Horns of Abundance, and you also have your own personal maze. Now, I'm going to get to the maze section of the next part of this, but the personal Allod segment that I want to talk about is these horns. Now, as you upgrade your maze and you do better, then these horns will get stronger and they'll start receiving more amounts of gold. So, as you can see, my horns currently give 20,000 gold. So, I have currently on this particular character, I have 5 horns, but I also have 2 other characters with personal Allods, and they all have 5 to 7 horns each, and they're all giving about 20k gold. So this is actually even more gold. So 5 times 20k, that's another 100k right there. Across 3 characters, that's 300k right there for me. That's just free gold, just in game. This is quests. Anyone can get these personal Allods, and anyone can get these horns. So that's another 300k right there. So what do we have? It's over 500k right now, and that's just one character. I didn't even count the 250k per character for the 3 characters I play for PvP. So what's that? 750k plus this extra 300k are already over 1 million gold for this week. Right there. That's a million gold, and I haven't even gotten to the last 2 topics. It's 1 million gold right there. So the next two things I want to talk about is the maze system. Now, personal maze system, people set up these mazes, and it's unlocked through unlocking your personal Allod. You get access to a maze. As you create a maze, your people are able to raid your maze through the skirmishes tab. If you scroll down to the maze right here, people get 5 visits a week. The gold from this can range from like 15k to about 120k is about the max I've seen. So 15k to 120k per run for 5 keys each week per character. So say I'm running on my 3 characters. Say I get really lucky. I get 3 times 120k's, or 5 times 120. So there's another 600k right there. It's another 600k plus whatever across 3 characters. That's another what, 2 mil, 1800, 1.8 mil right there. So what we at 2.8 mil for this week. Off of getting really lucky. Now to be honest, you're typically gonna get about 30k, 40k gold per maze. That's about the average. So scaling that back a little bit, I was getting a little ahead of myself. Scaling that back a little bit, we were probably looking around an extra 300, 400k. but that's still a nice chunk of money right there. So now what we at about 1,300,000 across the characters. So it's looking nice. It's looking a nice chunk of gold. It's a nice chunk of gold for you to spend on stuff. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about was the incarnation system itself. Now, as you have each incarnation, when you first complete the incarnation quest, you will get your first incarn. So hold on, let me go to the incarnation room in here. Bear with me for a second here. Let's grab right there. Okay. So if you hop down to the basement level of the Yasker's Tower here, as long as you're on imp side, and you'll head over here and you'll see on the right side here, this is my incarnation place. So if I look at all my incarnations, or wow, my abilities, if I look at all my incarnations, I can see all of my incarnations and all of my completed characters. As you can see, I have every single one of my incarnations to max level. So when you go through this system, leveling up will give you gold. Leveling up, I'll say getting up to max level probably nets you around 400k. It's a one-time thing, but it's still 400k right there just for leveling. So 400k per character. I have 3 extra incarns, but you as a new player will be given access to 2 incarnations. As you can see, I only got 1 extra. It's not a huge thing for me because I just don't like leveling, but it's still a nice chunk of gold, which is what I focus on. I focus on the amount of gold that I can get and the amount of gold that pertains to me per character. So if I incorporate all of these max level characters, I'm now able to access all of these characters can now have mazes, all of these characters can now run mazes, all of these characters can now do battlegrounds, and all of these characters can now do astral. So now I'm getting all of the gold that I would get from the other 4 sources multiplied implicitly, shared across the same entire account because of all my incarnations. As just a normal player, without spending any money, you can have 2 of them. Because one, they'll give you the first incarnation. The first incarnation they get you for completing the quest during the 10 days. The second incarnation they give you is a free aided incarnation, and that comes from having the Aodis, I don't know. I still don't know how to say their name. I'm sorry. But basically, the Aodis' second incarnation is the new race. So now you have 2 incarnations to work with just off the bat. The Aodis one is not going to give you as much money because it's going to start about level 65, so it's not going to give you as much money. However, the new one's going to start at level 4. It's going to start all the way back, and you'll be able to run through all of the old content and check out all and remember all of your fun of leveling before and get the gold from all of those quests. And you'll still have all the things you need. So this is just extra cool. And then as soon as they hit max level, you can start running astrals, you can start doing battlegrounds, you can start getting a personal maze set up, you can start doing all of these things that'll just keep bringing you income. So this is how I fighting the tide of constant this is a pay to win game. I fight this by just constantly playing my characters, enjoying my characters, creating my characters, and focusing on getting them to max level each patch so that I'm able to get the maximum gold from them. Now I only really focus gearing one character, but I'm still able to get the gold across the rest of these characters because I'm running astrals and I'm still actively playing the game. So these are my funds for getting the game. Now the last thing I wanted to cover just real quick, first, my bad. The 2 things I was going to talk about that are just little things that'll give you extra gold. The first one is Goblin Ball. Goblin Ball still gives a gold symbol, and the gold symbol that Goblin Ball gives is pretty significant. It's about 15k-ish, around there, per symbol, but you can only get about 1 symbol a day, since you're only given access to Goblin Ball about 5 times a day, and you only get access to it, the only way you really get gold emblems is if you win. Goblin Ball, if you guys aren't familiar with it, 1, it's a fun game. I used to play Goblin Ball a ton, but I got tired of it because I had my incarnation, so I didn't need it as a gold source anymore. And then 2, Goblin Ball community can be pretty toxic. I'm not even gonna lie about it. Goblin Ball community can get a little toxic. It's not as bad as League system, but it's pretty toxic. So that's just the thing that I was aware of. And then the other thing is KoE emblems. It's the exact same amount of gold as a Goblin Ball emblem. And you can just go out and farm it from KoE. You just farm symbols. I believe I have some in my bag. Yeah, you just farm these relics of Kingdom emblems, and you could exchange 1,500 or 1,200 of them for a gold symbol. Gold symbol is the same amount as the Goblin Ball, so you get that 15k. This one's a little bit easier to do because if you really have the time and you just want to be out there farming and you got to farm order prestige anyways, then you'll be able to get a bunch of these symbols anyways. So it's not a big deal, and there's dailies out there that help you get the 1,200 each day, so you'll be able to get that gold. So those are the main ways that I know to really get free gold, easy gold, be able to farm your character and get to the top, and still helping you really develop your character without having to put money into the game. But it's still an MMO, so you still have to invest time. And to be honest, this game has a ton to do if you really go out and look and enjoy the full of the game. If you really only focus on a couple things, 1, you're limiting yourself, 2, you're limiting your gold, and 3, you're limiting your fun. So just take into the full of the game instead of just a little bit, and you'll be able to find a lot of gold, and it won't be so heavy of a down ride looking at the overall pay to win model, I should say. But I'm also gonna hop in just for new characters, hopping into the cash shop, because the exchange one, it's about 5,000 gold per shard right now. It's 5,200 gold total. I know I just exchanged today. I just grabbed a couple minor symbols of bumblins to be able to create something. But basically, 5,200 gold is easy. It's very easy to get. Very, very easy to get, especially if you're saving and you're not just spending your money on costumes. Please, 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 new players, do not spend your money on costumes. Costumes are extremely easy to get. A lot of the raids are soloable. A lot of people are out to help you with raids, and a lot of people will. And I have created numerous guides on how to do these raids. Please do not spend your money, all your money, as a new player on costumes. I cannot reiterate this enough. I understand some people are gonna ignore the fuck out of me. I know you guys are just gonna buy your costumes and go fucking nuts. More power to you, but understand that's a lot of gold for one item that you're probably going to get bored of, because they release costumes every single patch. They release new costumes with every single event, and they release new costumes with every single new zone they open. So, it's nice, but hey, there's going to be tons of costumes you don't need to really spend gold on. You can get them anyways. So, but here's the items that I really focus on as a new player. First off, get a mount. First and foremost, get a mount. There's some cheap mounts in here. They're pretty slow. But I guess the best mount I would say for you guys, to be honest, are these mounts. Even if they cost a little bit more and it's going to take you a little bit of time, farm up the gold and get a good mount. Don't waste your gold getting a steel bridle. I know it's a mount. I know the original mount they show you off in the game is really fucking fast. It's not like that. This steel bridle is slow as shit, and it's not a good mount. Save up for, like, even saving up for a hurricane is better than getting this steel bridle. It's not a good mount. But to be honest, if you really can just be patient a little bit, you can easily save up and get a gold horde or a helm or a bronze wyvern's harness. It's not too demanding. It seems like it because, you know, it's 1,800, but if you go over the topics that I just went and keep getting gold from them, it really becomes pretty simple each week to save up the gold and get it. So that's the first thing I want to say to get. The next thing I want to say to get is a looter. Now, looters aren't 100% important, but they save a lot of time because it means you don't have to personally open up bag space. You can just have your looter go grab it as soon as you kill a monster or kill a mob or whatever. This saves you a lot of time, and it keeps you from holding up raids or anything because you have to physically go over to the box and open it. So that's the next thing I want to talk about saying is important to get. The third thing I want to talk about is the what is it called here? Classes? Class? No, not that. Conclave. Not conclave. Basically, I'll explain what the service is. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on this right now. But basically what the service does is it gives you access to all of your class it gives you access to all of your class. Oh, here it is, right here. Here it is. Page of the Book of Secrets. This gives you all of the access to all the racial abilities available to your class, not just your race. This is a useful item because, one, it lets you use abilities that are not limited to just you, and two, it lets you really keep getting some of the abilities are very, very useful on some racials, and some of them are very useless on other racials, so you want to be sure to use that. As a bard, my racials are kind of all the same. Like, I like them racials, like, they're good, but they're all kind of the same, so it's not as helpful as a bard. But other classes, it's pretty useful. Like, for instance, my summoner and my pally, this is an invaluable item for me because of those classes, and getting it once means when they release in a race, like when they released the Pride in, you automatically get that ability as well. So that's a really unique item for me. Now, these are the other two, is the Flaming Insignia Defense and the Flaming Insignia Attack. These two items I would definitely recommend if you can't get the raids done. What these items do is allows you to respec your stats an infinite amount of times for 30 days, regardless of which character it is on the same account. Which means all of your incarnations gain access to this, and that means as you are gearing, you don't have to constantly buy insignias of attack. You can just keep exchanging the stats on them for 30 days. Now, once a month, dishing out 160 shards is not hard. I am easily going to make, off just what I said today, you can probably easily make about 150, 200 shards a week. And that's lowballing it. That's pretty much lowballing. That's saying I got lazy and I didn't want to do all my astrals, all my battleground emblems, and all my characters. I only did it on one character. Boom. Now I have enough for this. And it's only once a month, guys. It's not a big deal. It's not a big dish out. It's just enough to make sure that you can keep respecing your stats and play around with your stats a ton. So this is my guide. Again, this is my AoE July challenge. I know this might be a little bit long. I really don't give a shit because, you know what? I love Allods and I enjoy it. I think the contest that they're doing is a good way to get the community involved. So that's why I keep creating these videos, and that's why I keep entering all the contests. As you can see, if you created a video for the June, if you created a video for the June challenge, I have been going around on YouTube. I have been commenting on people's accounts, and I have been congratulating them on the videos that they've made and the videos that they've done. I can say from what I've seen of the community videos, they are pretty cool. I've seen some cool tropical toll ones. I've seen some cool leveling ones. I think you guys did a great job, and I'm really happy to see the competition actually panned out more than just me making a video. So I'm hoping that me going forward, because this will be released exactly on the first day, so that I will be out there, I will be first. I'm going to be first. I'm going to continue being first. You want to know why? Because I want more people to get involved. And the more of us who get involved, the more Allods can grow. So I hope this video was helpful to you guys, and I will catch you all later. Nuie out. Heaven sent my residence is every day just visiting, blending.